Everyone, Vita's A32 back with another how to play. Today we're looking at how to play this game, Un Mouton à la mer. Better known in English as Turn the Tide. It's the French version, it's what I could find. This one is from Amigo. The Turn the Tide English version is from GeriMan. However, it is horribly out of print and very difficult, impossibly difficult to find, so I got what I could. It's designed by Stefan Dora, who's known for other games, and also apparently from GeriMan. Interesting. For 3 to 5 players, it's 10 and up. It takes about 30 minutes. And obviously it's French, so it doesn't have English rules, but I printed them out. In the game, you get 108 cards and the rules. And you have 60 weather cards, all numbered 1 through 60. And all the cards that are (13 to 48) have half of a life preserver or full life preserver. This comes into play once we deal out the cards. Speaking of life preservers, you also get the life preserver cards here. There's 24. I guess if you have Turn the Tide, you actually have tokens instead of life preservers. And of course the cards all have 2 sides to them. Nice back, different back designs. Then you got these cards right here, which are the Tide cards. Tide level cards is 24. Various numbers between 1 and 12. As you can see, different levels of tides with seeps that are apparently drowning. So, you can shuffle everything up, except for these cards. You don't need to shuffle up because they're all the same. I'll show you. So, this game is a game that's all about, it's a sink or swim strategy card game. And everyone, as you can see by the picture, it shows tokens for Turn the Tide. And what you want to try to do is score the most points by playing cards that will keep your tide level low and your life preservers afloat. So, you separate the decks into different decks. You can deal each player 12 cards. Any leftover cards go back in the box. So let me do that. Cards do have a linen finish in this version, which is nice. And the rest just go away. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to look at our cards. And you're going to keep these a secret in your hand. You can organize them however you want. They keep them secret. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at the life preservers on your cards. I got lots. I got 4, 5, 6, and halves. If you have 2 halves, it makes 1. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to get 7 life preservers. This player looks at theirs. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have 5.5, for instance, you just get 5. You just round down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This player looks at their cards. They have 1, 2, 3, 4.5, so they only get 4. Everyone's going to get different amounts, and you can kind of put those aside for the moment. And then we get to these cards. So what you're going to do is, one thing to note is it says that you look at it, I had, how many? 7, 3, 4, 5, 7 life preservers. They only have 4. You might think that's a bit unfair. I have so many more. But the more you have, the more weather cards you're going to have that are difficult to play. So there is that. So one player is going to turn off over the top 2 tied cards. Get a 3 and a 6. And what you want is to try to get the lowest one, the lower tide value, not the high tide. And everyone's going to choose 1 card from their hand, placing it in front of them. I'll just draw 1 randomly. And then once everyone's done, we reveal them. And then we're going to look. Whoever played the highest number weather card gets to take the lower tide level card from the 2 that are face up. That being the lowest valued one. So that would be this person. And the second highest, that'd be me. I get this one. And then we can just discard these cards. We're out of the game for now. So yeah, the lower tide card level is the one that has the highest number. That has the lowest number and the lowest tide, as you can see. And the other one is going to be the one that has... The second card is always going to be the one the highest level. Or second or third. Well, it's always going to be 2. So then, we move on, and we look to see who at this point has the highest tide level card. And that person, that'd be me, loses a life preserver. So I have to turn a life preserver face down. So then we repeat. We draw 2 cards. Everyone makes a bid. We reveal. I played the 43, so I played the highest. So I get the lowest. And this guy got the second, so he gets this one. You can discard all these. Oops. Now he has the highest value, the highest. So he has to discard one of these. That's how the game plays. In effect. So these cards are always going to stay out here, the levels, and we're going to see whoever has the tide level after everyone plays a card and wins a card is going to lose a life preserver. Once a person loses all the life preservers, they're eliminated from the round. Hopefully that all makes sense. But actually I lied, because if you lose all your... I lied, sort of. Once you lose all your life preservers, you have 1 more opportunity. If you once again need a life preserver and you don't have one, now you're out of the round. So once you run out, you still get 1 final opportunity before being eliminated for good. Once there's only 2 players left in the round, then the round ends immediately, and then you will score. At the end of the round, you get 1 point for each remaining face-up lifesaver you have in front of you. You have no life preservers, you get 0 points. And if you were eliminated because you didn't have enough life preservers, like this guy, you would lose 1 point. You write down everyone's score, and then you play again. You will play as many rounds as there are players. So on a free player game, you play 3 rounds. Once that's done, whoever has the most points wins the game. So it's an interesting little game. It's not too complicated. You're just bidding on cards and trying to get the lowest cards to have the lowest tide so you don't drown. And if you have the highest cards, you lose life preservers because you need them to stay afloat. If you lose all your life preservers, you're not going to do too well. Anyway, that is the game in a nutshell. It's fun artwork. It's not too difficult, I don't think, and decent quality, but it is very difficult to find. That's how I got a French version instead of Turn the Tide, the English version. But anyways, that's the game. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.